Hey guys, remember Daredevil Season 2, Episode 12, The Dark at the End of the Tunnel, and holy shit, there's a lot to discuss. I mean, there is a lot to get into in this episode. So much happened. This was a great, again, setting up for the finale, but there were a lot of things that we found in this episode, a lot of reveals that I don't really know how they're going to play on the finale, but I can't wait to see how that works out because, like I said, there were a lot of game-changing things just in this episode, and I don't really know where we're headed for the finale, and I'm very happy about that. But let's just get into this episode. Like I said, there is a lot to talk about, so without further ado, let's just get into it because I really want to get to the finale. I want to finish Daredevil today, and in order for me to do that, I need to review this episode, and then I can watch the finale. Like, I don't want to do this review. Usually, I want to do a review. I do want to do this review, obviously, but I really want to watch the next episode, and in order for me to do that, I need to review this episode. So, in many ways, this was kind of the origin of Elektra in many ways. We kind of get to see how Elektra became the way she is, and I like the way this was done. We basically see Elektra's training. She appears to be 11, and there's these group of older boys that are attacking her as Stick observes, and until he stops the fight to correct the way she holds her wrist, he restarts the fight, but ends up having to pull her off one boy, which is crazy the way that was done, and, you can tell that, I mean, she wants to kill this boy. She literally wants to kill him. She is 11, and she wants to kill. And this kind of the episode that confirms that she has this bloodlust, and that she enjoys killing, and she doesn't, she does it no matter what. It's kind of like a hobby for her. And he explains she needs to control whatever it is inside her that burns so dark, because he knows that she does have some sort of good side to her, and she needs to kind of control it a little bit. And basically, she tells him it didn't feel wrong when she nearly killed her sparring partner. She didn't kill him, but, she almost did, and she was very close to doing it, and you can tell that, like I said, she really enjoyed it, which, I'm not surprised by, because we already know how Elektra is, and we know how powerful she is, and we know how sick she is, really, how sick in the head she really can be, so I'm not surprised that Elektra was, enjoyed this kind of, but what a way to start the episode, really, what a great way to start the episode. We then go to present time, and as we know, we ended the episode off with Stick and Elektra ready to fight each other. Elektra's attacking him and he's taunting her, and Matt arrives to stop them just as they continue to taunt each other, but he's not necessarily there to save Stick. That's not really why he's there. He's there, basically, because he wants to tell Elektra that she doesn't have to kill Stick, that there are other options available, and what I love about Matt is that he knows that, Elektra has this lightness inside of her, and he doesn't want any killing. He wants to know why Stick wants Elektra dead, why this is all going on, because obviously he doesn't really know why this is all going on, and what's happening there, why Stick wanted her dead, things like that, but I think he also really loves Elektra, and we kind of saw in this episode that he understands that she's dark, but he sees this light inside of her, and he sees some sort of, lightness inside of her that she clearly doesn't see, and I don't think anyone else sees, but he sees that she is human, and she is very layered, and she does have some compassion to her, which, again, she might not see and not want to see, but he clearly does see, and I like the way they show in this episode. Really good stuff, with Matt and Elektra. Like I said, he's trying to save her, and basically, before they can get any answers, they end up capturing Stick, and right away, Stick is now captured, and I thought it was really interesting the way that was done here, and basically, then we see they leave Matt and Elektra to themselves. Matt tries to convince her to help him save Stick, but she still only wants to kill him. She wants to just, take him out because she thinks that's the best thing to do, and again, like I said, Elektra enjoys killing, and it kind of shows how these two are so different, but also shows how they're very similar, and how, while Daredevil doesn't want to kill, Elektra's a complete opposite, and she's even more so than the Punisher, I think, because Frank kills the people that he feels need to die. Elektra will kill anyone that gets in her way. That's just kind of how it is with her, and, she still only wants to kill him, and she'll kill Matt if he stops her again, and that's how the episode started. Like I said, really off to a great start. I really love the way this episode was done, and you can tell, I mean, basically she tells him that she's going to kill him too right after her threat. She kisses him, even though she says, I'm going to kill you if you don't let me kill him. I mean, she kisses him right then and there, which was crazy, and I mean, she is going into full business. You can tell us what's going on, and I definitely like seeing that. Really good stuff with Matt and Elektra. Really crazy stuff, but like I said, a very good way to set up what's to come. I definitely really enjoyed that. And Élodie, I think that's how you pronounce it. Élodie, Elodie, something like that. How do you pronounce her name? she's just killing it. She really is. And I mean, I've said she's killed it before, but I really think this was her episode where she really got to shine. She was amazing here, and she really did an incredible job. So we then see that Karen and Mahoney are dealing with the fallout from the ship explosion, but she isn't convinced that Frank is dead because, he survived far worse. Like I said, he survived getting beat up, and he survived everything that's going on, and he survived so many things that there's no way that he's dead. She just has so much faith in that she knows that he is definitely alive, and I like the way that was done, and I like that Karen still, even though he's possibly dead, she has not lost faith in him. She knows that Frank did this for a reason. She knows he's not actually dead, and she knows she probably will see him again, even though everyone else thinks that Frank is dead. She knows in her heart that he probably isn't dead, and I really like the way that was done. So, Foggy's friend, we see, wants her to go home and rest. He's sure that Frank is dead. She isn't, Mahoney, I mean. And then we get this great scene with Matt and Foggy. We haven't had a lot of scenes between Matt and Foggy in a while, but I like the way this was done because basically this is them realizing that they are going to go their separate ways and that they aren't going to be Nelson and Murdoch anymore. They basically agree to close Nelson and Murdoch. It's not working. It's ruined a lot of things. It just isn't going to work anymore. And they help each other figure out a few last things out, then go their separate ways. Foggy talks about how he understands the massive Daredevil. He's never really going to be fully okay with it, but he understands that. Matt says that Foggy's going to get other positions and things like that. It's just a really good scene. Matt tries to explain everything that's going on with the hand to Foggy, and I really like the way this was done. You can see that these two have gone in such different directions. They just can't really do this anymore. And I think while Foggy kind of wants to continue Nelson and Murdoch, I think he also knows that there's nothing more they can do. It's over. It's, it's done, and there's nothing more that can happen. As they know it, Nelson and Murdoch is no more. That's just how it is, and they need to understand that, and I like that we saw that here, and I like that they did make that decision, because I thought things were going to end really tense between them, and things are very tense between them, obviously, but I like that they make amends here. I like that they're not at each other's throats, and they're basically at this agreement where even though the fact that they, don't really necessarily, I think, 100% trust each other, they're understanding that they just need to figure things out. And I like the way that was done. And he thinks that they basically, he tells them that he thinks they might be in the tunnels, and Foggy tells them that they are protected by police, but they are also abandoned railway tunnels in Hell's Kitchen, and Matt needs to look for manhole covers, and basically, because of Foggy telling him, where he needs to look, he then heads to some abandoned railway tunnels and listens for anything odd because he knows the hand could be there. Again, he doesn't really know what's going on with the hand, and he's going to try to stop the hand in any way he can. He doesn't know how he's really going to do it, but he's going to try to stop them, and I definitely like seeing that. But as we know, what Matt wants to do is not exactly realistic. It might not necessarily work, and we understand that. But basically, Karen wants to give up on the story since everyone is dead, but the editor tricks her into seeing why she still needs to tell Frank's story, that it's a good idea, and you can tell that Ellison really is just doing this, I think, for money and just so he can get a good story out there. He's not really concerned about factual evidence. He's not really concerned about that, even though I think Karen thinks he is. He's clearly not interested in factual evidence, and she tries to brainstorm. He basically hires her, telling her the paper is her home now, and he's kind of no longer going to be doing it because she's the one that really should be doing it. And I like the way the way that scene was done. I definitely really enjoyed Karen just freaking out that everything's done. There's no reason to do this anymore, because the reason they did this was to show that Frank had some good in him. But if he's dead, there's no point in publishing the article, which there kind of is. But at this point, there really isn't any reason to do that. And Karen knows he's still out there, but she basically has to go along with the fact that he's dead, and she hasn't seen him, so she's kind of starting to think maybe he is dead, maybe he's not coming back, and she needs to start thinking that way, which I thought was very interesting that we saw that. And basically she now has this paper that she initially, wanted to write with Ellison all to herself, and she's kind of now in Ben's position, which is good and bad because we know that Ben obviously died. I knew Karen wasn't going to die in this episode, but just the fact that he put her in Ben's position, I think, is very interesting. But something we don't bring up in this episode, something we haven't brought up in a while, is what is Karen hiding? I mean, we know there's something she's hiding. We know there's something going on with her and her brother. We know that she was kind of scared at what she saw in Ben's office. So what is she hiding? I think we're going to find that out in the finale. We don't find out in this episode, but that's like the only reveal we don't find out in this episode, which I will get into. So Matt's attacked in the tunnels by hand ninjas, but dispatches them easily enough. He literally just takes them out one by one, which I thought was really cool. And I like that Matt was able to take them out. It shows that he's not always going to not be able to put up a fight. I like the way we saw that, and basically, he obviously wants to get to Stick. That's his main mission, but he also wants to get to Elektra because he knows that Elektra could kill Stick, and he doesn't want that to happen either because he wants Elektra to have that goodness inside her that he sees. And of course, she doesn't really see it, but he does, and that matters to him. The fact that he sees this darkness with, this lightness within her, she doesn't see that side of her, but he does, and that's what really matters. And I thought that was definitely very interesting. So Karen goes to talk to the general that Frank served under, that being General, what was his name? I can't remember his name now. Colonel Ray Schoonover, and right away you can tell there's something not right about Schoonover. I mean, we've seen this character before, but she investigates her profile on Frank before he was a Punisher, and at first things are really good. We see the Colonel's kind of telling stories about Frank and how he respected the war, kind of some funny stories here and there. Things are going well, but then all of a sudden, when she tries to leave, the Colonel tells her not to leave. He starts to get suspicious of her, and something's just not going right here. Basically, she wants to know how he was as a person, but after walking away, she realized the general is the blacksmith. Just from what's going on, we now know that Schoonover is the blacksmith, even though they don't specifically say it. Just the way he's acting and the clues that's going on and hearing what, we're hearing, definitely he is the blacksmith, because basically, the way that he would be the blacksmith is that the man in the photo had approached Schoonover. We know that basically one of the men who had assaulted Frank when he was on board the blacksmith ship that night before had served him in the war along with Schoonover, and that could only mean that Schoonover is the blacksmith, and basically Karen's freaking out, knowing he's the blacksmith, obviously not really knowing what to do, but also knowing that this is the man that Frank wanted to kill, and of course she doesn't know if Frank's alive. The general pulls a gun on her, insists she leaves, and this scene was just crazy. He tells her to start the car. She's very hesitant to do it, but she does decide to start the car, and you don't really know what's going to happen here. I mean, I really was just gripping my seat. I'm like, are they actually going to do it? Are they actually going to kill off Karen? I legitimately thought that they were just going to kill her off. I really thought that's what was going to happen there. But basically, Matt, meanwhile, is close enough to Stick now to hear him talk. Stick tells him to listen for the ninja's breathing, saying even they eventually have to exhale. It works, and he kicks their asses, but Nova's associates just start torturing Stick to get him to tell him where it is, which it is, Black Sky, as we know. We don't know what Black Sky is, but basically they want Elektra. They want Elektra. We can tell they want Elektra, and we know that Elektra has it inside of her, which is very interesting. I like seeing that. And Stick, I mean, I could not watch some of those torture scenes. They weren't as bad as Frank's torture scenes, but the bamboo under the fingernails, I mean, very hard to watch. We see, very hard to see, but Stick isn't really breaking. He's not affected. He definitely seems like he's very strong, probably because he's dealt with the sword thing before, and he knows how powerful the hand are, and Matt's able to rescue him moments before Electro close in, but Nobu and the Hand are waiting for them all, and definitely you can tell that he tries to get him out of there. And then we see the general leads Karen to her car, but when she starts it, Frank's song is playing, remember, Shining Star, that was the song, and I didn't think it was a huge thing at the time, but it does end up being a huge thing because Karen knows he's alive. The car is rammed clear off the road shortly thereafter. Matt and Stave Stick, and Elektra shows up not long after, and she doesn't want to kill Stick. She agreed with Matt that she's not going to kill him. Nobu shows up, tells Elektra that she is Black Sky. He and the Hand all bow, and it makes sense. I mean, she's the bloodlust. She's kind of been the one to do all these killings. She's been the one to do all these things, and now we know why Stick sent a man after her to kill her, because obviously she's the one that is basically the key to the Hand. She's the reason why the Hand's around. She's the reason why the Hand's as dominant as they are, and just the fact that she's Black Sky, it really does make sense, because this is the thing that really tests Matt and Elektra's relationship, which I really did like seeing. I love the way that was done. A very good reveal. I heard some people say it was just kind of underwhelming, but it really made sense to me on why Elektra would be Black Sky. I mean, just the bloodlust she had inside of her, the way she carries herself, the way she is in general, just the way she is. It did not surprise me that she was Black Sky. I'm happy that she's Black Sky because it's a really good reveal, and I think they handled it really well. So flashbacks show how long Stick's been trying to protect her from her destiny, and basically, we see this really great flashback that I really enjoyed. She's attacked by her sparring partner. She nearly killed at the beginning of the episode, but she fights him off, slits his throat, finally kills him, and you have to wonder, is this maybe her first kill? Because, Stick was trying to get her not to kill, but you have to wonder, this is how she started. She witnesses it and tells Stick, who says he needs to take care of it, but Stick kills Star and lets Elektra go. Star was the guy that she was sparring sparring with, but he kills Star, lets Elektra go, and it really shows how he's trying to protect Elektra. You know, even though he knew that Elektra was the one that killed Star, he tried to help her, even though he didn't want her to kill. I thought was very interesting. It really shows how much he will always stick by her. No matter what happens, even though him and Elektra, they don't necessarily agree with what they're doing, he's going to try to save her no matter what, and I definitely really like that. So I thought it was a very good scene. I definitely like the way that was done. In the end, she tells Matt and Stick to leave. Matt tells her to kill him, and she can't because he just can't do it. And he actually says, just kill me. Like, he literally says, just kill me, and she just can't. She can't kill Matt. You know, he's the one person I don't think Elektra will ever kill. Everyone else I think she's thought of killing, but Matt's the one person because Matt is kind of her equal in the sense that he is as dangerous as her, he's as violent as her, but he won't kill, and that's the thing that, you know, upsets Elektra. She doesn't understand that, and she can. He finally gets through to her. They all escape. And just a really great scene. Not only do we know that, you know, Elektra now is Black Sky, she's still going to stick by Matt, and I definitely like the way that was done. You know, Matt's not thinking this is true. He's thinking it's a trick, and she says, explains everything. Stick knew all along, and that's why everyone hates Elektra. Matt pleads with her to be the person he fell in love with. Nobu says they live to serve her. This is her destiny. And Matt says he's the enemy of the hand and to just kill him, but Elektra can't do it. And, you know, he wants to give himself up. Like, he wants to give himself up. He thinks that he should be the one to do it because he's the one that the hand wants and they should just kill him, but Elektra, like I said, she just can't bring herself to do it. So Stick creates a diversion. The two of them can escape while Matt stays to fight off the remaining members of the hand, and basically Stick kind of saves their lives, you see, a little bit. And then we get this incredible scene. Once again, Jon Bernthal just acted the hell out of this scene. Karen gets out of the car to examine the crash scene. She knows, obviously, that Frank is the one that crashed into Blacksmith, but she doesn't know what happens next because we see Blacksmith and Frank are both gone. He's led the blacksmith into the woods to kill him, and Karen tries to talk him out of it, but he basically, you know, he's not listening. You know, he's telling her there's no way out of this. This is what I do. You knew me. This is my life and everything. And I love his line. His line, I think, is going to be famous because he says straight out, one shot, one kill. He kills his old CO, and, obviously, Karen's really upset because she really thought that she could save him, but this shows that she's not going to save him. This is who he is, and there's nothing she can do to stop him from doing that. She even tells him, you know, don't do this. You know, if you do this, is everything that people's been saying about you, I will believe. And I don't think that Karen necessarily believes that he's a cold-blooded killer, but she does know that he's not at her beck and call. He's not going to listen to her. She's not going to be able to stop him like she wants to, and that really annoys her, and you can tell it not just annoys her, but really makes her upset. Like, she really did want to save Frank, and now she's realizing she can't really do anything. She hears the shot, can only sob, and it's a really sad scene. I really did feel bad for Karen here. She really did want his help him, but she really, like I said, couldn't do anything in this situation, and I really did feel bad for her there. But then the ending of this episode was so interesting the way this was done. Frank kills his old CO. He uncovers this huge hidden war chest of military-grade assault rifles and body armor, and basically this is setting up the Punisher getting the skull. This is setting up him becoming the Punisher. I love the way it's done, and very well handled. I love the way that scene was done. Really great stuff with Karen and Frank, and I think Frank kind of made her realize that they can't really be together right now, even though, you know, he wants to, you know, he respects her and understands her. They can't really, you know, be together, not in the sense of romantic, obviously, but they can't be together in the sense that he can't be with her, like, he can't be seen with her. He's too dangerous, he lives to kill, and if she's not going to respect that, then he needs to do that. Remember, Karen says kill if it's justified, but here, she feels like he should have put him in prison, and obviously, he's not going to do that. He doesn't put people in prison because they come back to life, and I think that Punisher has good reasons for not killing, for killing, and when he does, when he kills, because obviously he doesn't want them to come back, and he wants them to make sure that they stay dead, but this was clearly something that, she wanted to stop, she couldn't, and you can tell how upset it made her. So I definitely did feel bad for Karen in this scene. Elektra then saves Stick, who says Matt came to save Elektra, not Stick. He knew that killing Stick would have been her point of her own turn. He stopped it because he thinks that she's worth saving. He's always going to love her no matter what she does because he always sees the good in her that she doesn't want to acknowledge or accept. Even though he sees it, she doesn't really, which is interesting. And I like finding this out, that he's really trying to preserve her soul. And I like the way that was done. She doesn't really feel like she has one because she has this bloodlust inside of her that just makes her think that that's what she does and that killing is all that matters. But We see Matt still fighting the hand, trying to escape. He runs into Nobu again. This time, Matt outright kills him without hesitation, except Nobu gets back up after Matt leaves, and he's not dead. You know, even though Matt was going to kill Nobu, and I was freaking out with Matt. I'm like, oh my god, Matt killed, but he didn't kill Nobu. He backs up after Matt leaves, and he tells his ninjas that Daredevil must die, and that is how the episode ends. And guys, I am so pumped for this finale. I don't know where we're headed, but it is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to see what happens in this finale. What a great episode, and what a great way to set up the end of this season. I can't believe that I'm already on the finale. I can't believe that I'm already going to be in the finale, but I can't wait to see what happens with the hand. How is this going to play out? Clearly, they want Elektra. They want Elektra on their side. She doesn't really want to be on their side. I think she kind of knows that this is just how her choice is, though, and she doesn't really have a choice here. Like, the hand says you should be on their side. You need to be on their side and abide by them, but it's clear that Matt doesn't want to do that. Like, he's trying to fix things for her. He's trying to make things better, and he can't really do that. Even though he wants to, he can't really do anything, and it really sucks, but they obviously are going after him. Why can't Matt kill Nobu? That's what I don't understand. How is Nobu not dead? He's clearly not dead, even though, you know, it seemed like Matt actually killed him. Nobu's not dead, so we'll have to see what happens with that. And is Matt going to be able to take down the stick? Not the stick, the hand. I mean, the hand is so powerful, and he's one man. Yes, he has Elektra, but other than the two of them, I mean, can they take out this entire army on their own? We'll have to see. I mean, the hand just seems to keep multiplying, and it seems every episode's getting harder and harder for Matt to take them down. So I don't know if Matt's going to be able to. I want to hope he's going to be able to, but I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. Karen, I think Karen's realizing that her and Frank, I mean, they just can't work out. Even though she understands Frank and she wants to help him out, he is this killer, and there's nothing she can do about it. He's going to kill. He's going to, you know, when he wants something done, he's going to get it done. He's not going to let anyone get in his way, and that's kind of what happened with Karen. I mean, obviously he's not going to kill her, but she can't really, you know, stand by him because she doesn't agree with the same morals that he has. And Frank definitely does have morals. Like, he has limits. He's never killed Matt. He's never tried to kill Matt, and you know, he's always tried to ally with Matt. He's never tried to kill Karen. He's never tried to kill any of them. He's killed the people that he thinks deserve to die, and I like the way that was done. I like that we saw that, and like I said, really good stuff between Frank and Karen. They really established that these two, while they are very equal, they're not at all the same, and because of that, they can't ally together. Not get together, ally together, that's what I'm saying. I think the episode also showed why Matt and Elektra, why Matt has these feelings for Elektra. Because of the fact that he sees good within her, even though he doesn't like the darkness, and he doesn't like this evil side of her, he sees a darkness within her, he senses that there is goodness in her, that she clearly doesn't see, and I find that to be very interesting. I'm wondering if he's going to be able to bring her to that light, if he'll let her, you know, realize that you do have this power, you know, you do have this good side of you, you're not this terrible, you know, savage creature that they've made you think you are, because you're definitely not that. I thought that was a very good scene. Stick pretty much gave up his life, I think. I think Stick is pretty much done. I don't know if we're going to see Stick again, but I'm thinking up to the conclusion that Stick ended up sacrificing himself, but we'll have to see. I don't really know. But basically, the fact that Lecter's a black sky really changed a lot of things. I like the way that's done. The blacksmith plot's kind of over because now we know that the blacksmith wasn't first, and it was in fact Skinover. But where does Frank go from here? What is his next act of business now that he's killed the blacksmith? He's not off the show. We're gonna see him in the finale, obviously. Definitely, this is not the last we see him. I say that every episode, but this is not the last we see of him. What is his next act? I don't really know what he's gonna do. We'll have to see. Wilson Fisk. Are we gonna see Wilson in the finale? I mean, I'm assuming we will because we had those 2 episodes, and I think we're going to see him again in the finale just to kind of wrap things up with him, seeing where things are headed in Season 3, and I think that's what this season's finale is going to be. It's not going to be huge. It's going to be more of a transition finale, which I'm perfectly fine with. Last year's finale was huge as well, but this year's finale, I think they are going to have some incredible scenes. There are going to be some big things that happen, but it's going to be more of a building blocks kind of finale. It's going to be more like pushing to Season 3. I don't really know how they can top this season, honestly. I'll get into that when we get to the finale overall, but definitely that's going to be very interesting. But overall, guys, like I said, really love this episode. Definitely one of my favorites this season. Really great stuff overall. Not as much to say as usual, because like I said, there was a lot going on in this episode. A lot of it was a lot of action. There were some incredible action scenes in this episode. I can't wait to see how things turn out in the finale, which I will be checking out right now, and I will see you guys for my review of the finale, which I am so pumped for, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.